Hi everybody, here. My name is Ron, and today I just like to present our new product from Tencent. We call it Private Fullstack for Tencent. Each 6 months for the summit, we try to share our new information with our clients here. And this time we'd like to present the Private Fullstack. So firstly, when we talk with our clients, with our customers, we talk about the ICE OpenStack. The question asked always is just, okay, you like to provide virtual machine, ICE, the virtualized infrastructure for us. However, what we need is not only the ICE. We need more than the ICE, means that we need PaaS and SaaS. Generally speaking, when we talk about SaaS, what's that? It's a kind of, we need the database. We need the messaging queues, and we need to add middlewares. And for the SaaS, we need more service applications, like the drivers or like other SaaS services which are dedicated to their business. So when we figure out these features, firstly, we try to understand what can we provide for our clients. The first thing that we can provide for our clients is the basic standard services, just like the service platforms, the monitoring platforms, and the operation platforms. However, more than that, now the clients asks more, like the containers, Kubernetes orchestrators, and also they like to have some things like the microservice framework and all the applications based on the microservice framework. For all this purpose, what we say, okay, can we provide a new product that can include all these together? Means that we provide the ICE, we provide the container services, and we provide the microservice framework. And this is the new product, we call it Tencent Private Fullstack. Here is just a big picture about all the services, all the capacities that we provide for our clients. Means that firstly, we can have the hardware infrastructures based on different systems. Like we can have the Intel, the x86, we can have the ARM-based process, and we can have others, storage services and storage technologies. Based on these hardware infrastructures, the second layers we provided is ICE. It's a standard OpenStack-based ICE, and we have the storage, computing, and network. Upon that, we have the PaaS and SaaS services. Usually speaking, we have what? We have the microservice frameworks, we have the container platforms, and we have the database offers. Means that we can provide to our clients different kinds of database. I will detail this part later. Different kinds of database that we can provide to our clients, the big data services, and of course the AI services. And upon that, we help our client, we help our customers to build their domain dedicated services and applications, like the service that we provide here based on WeChat or some other things. At the end, we have we call it the administration platforms that help the client to administrate or to orchestrate all these services, which we have the user service platform, monitoring platform, operation platform, and also we have the cross-layer security services. So, okay. Generally speaking, just this is just a brief summary about what I detailed previously. We have the infrastructure services, we have the monitoring services, security services, PaaS, SaaS. At the end, we have the operation and maintenance services. Here is just a roadmap about how we built such a systems, or how we built such a full-stack private cloud. Firstly, we have the basic platform. We call it the basic platform capacities. This is the part which takes a lot of time by ourselves. So we have the OpenStack-based basic platforms, and all these platforms is we started to build these platforms since 2012. Later, we have all these well-mature, stable platforms until 2018. And from 2018, we try to build other platform or other services upon this ICE. So firstly, we integrate different kinds of cloud platforms, PaaS and SaaS services at the beginning of 2018. And then we try to build the container platform and the microservice platform in the middle of 2018. At the end, you can see we have the microservice, we have the container platform, and we have all the, we call it supporting PaaS services. And based on all these things, we have our apply these to different domains. For example, we apply the private full stack in the financial domain, in the government domain, or in other domains, just to deliver to our clients a full stack services, which our client can have all the services they need to build their application. Okay, just a brief introduction about the main components of the basic cloud. We are in the OpenStack Summit, so you are so familiar about all these services, just like the KVM, Ceph, and the neutrons, and storage like Cinders, Nova, etc. This is the big picture about the main components that we used, the open source modules that we used from OpenStack Foundations. And later on this, second part is the PaaS platform or the container platform that we build up on the OpenStack. So here just a description about what's the cloud native application, because a lot of people talk about the cloud native applications, and we have the three properties which defines the cloud native application. The first property is a container based, means all the applications are built upon the container technologies. The second thing is we propose our clients to build their cloud native applications with microservice architecture. This means that we try to decompose the application into different pieces, and each piece will be run inside a container. Third part, we try to have a full lifecycle management. This means that they should they should manage all these containers through the, for example, orchestrated technologies like Kubernetes. And here just a big picture about how we built such a PaaS platforms. Firstly, you can see we have our OpenStack solution. We thought it's a T-stack solution. So we have our bare metal, which is managed by the Ironic. We have the storage, which can be the SAN, FC SAN, or the Ceph distributed storage. And based on these services, we can build our container platforms. We call it a T-Shift. It's a Tencent container platform. And upon that, you may understand a container platform is not enough to deliver applications to different clients. Why? Because for the container platforms, we don't have the supporting systems. For example, even if you have the container platform, you need to have the supporting systems, supporting services like the gateway, like the IAM, like the monitoring systems, or something else. And so we built by ourselves all these supporting systems, so supporting services. Upon these supporting services, we can have our microservice framework. It's based on the Istio. However, it's a commercial version of the Istio 1.1 version. And then we can build for our clients the application we call the cloud native applications for our clients in different domains. That's not all. Once we have these platforms, we should consider 4 different dimensions. The first dimension is about CI/CD, means that how we can do the continuous integration and continuous development. The second is for the monitoring. We should monitor not only the containers, but also all the services, the applications, and the applicative metrics for the applications. The third part is the log systems, as we call it service tracing, or the log systems for the microservice. At the end, we should have a dedicated operation systems. So once we have some bugs, we cannot try to go into each container to check out the log or to do the operation activities. So what we need is a dedicated operation systems that we can use to operate all the cloud native applications. We have 2 solutions, which one is based on the open source Ansibles. Each time we have a large playbook library within which we have all the operation activities and scripts, and we can launch the Ansible to try to operate the whole platform. Another is a dedicated Tencent operation platform called Blue Wave. Here is more details about all the open source modules that we use to build such a platforms. Some are open source modules like just a Docker, Kubernetes, Helm, and some are the building blocks that built by ourselves. For example, I can give you some examples. Firstly, we use Harbor, CNCF Harbor project just to have the container image library repositories. However, we have another modules we call the Genus just to encapsulate Harbor, because first we think Harbor is not stable enough for the production. Second, Harbor cannot provide all the services or the functionalities that we need to build such a platform. So we have another module called Genus which enhance Harbor to do this work. Just an example, and we have other modules for to just like Redmine, Jenkins, others to build all this whole picture about the Fullstack. So at the end, what I like to present is not for the platform, it's all for other PaaS service that we can offer to our clients. First, the PaaS service is the database. This is called the TD Circle. TD Circle is a Tencent-made huge scale database. I don't know whether you know the product by Tencent like the QQ and WeChat. For example, I give you the example of a QQ. QQ is our online internet messenger systems that we started to provide this offer since 1999. However, you can understand the backend about QQ is the TD Circle. It's the database that supports 1 billion users, 1 billion active users all the times. The stability about this, or the reliability of this one is 89, means that 99.9999%. And this is the data, initially it's just a internal services, only for the public cloud and internal services. Since 2 years, we try to have the private versions for the private cloud. Since now, our private clients can have these offers which is a very stable, large-scale database. Second offer is the CMongoDB. It's the same thing. It's a MongoDB, Tencent version of MongoDB. We did a lot of enhancement and we did a lot of improvement to try to offer especially the availabilities, try to provide the stabilities about this database. The third offers that we can integrate in this Fullstack is the TBase. TBase is the next generation database that we can provide to our client. We call it New Circle. Another one is the TBDS. TBDS is the big data suite we provide to our client, and it's based on the Hadoop, based on Spark. However, we did a lot of improvement to try to provide the stabilities and to provide commercial offers for our client. And the CMQ, you can consider it's like a Tencent version of a RabbitMQ, and it's something that we use internally. It's just an example. I don't know whether you know the term, the WeChat red envelope. It's a financial offer that we provided in the WeChat. We can have in China we call it a red envelope. It's a bonus, or something that you share, you can give to your clients or to your friends or to your families. And for this commercial offers behind, we use the CMQ just to provide the on-time, real-time communication. I can't remember the real number. However, you can consider that for the red envelope, the transaction per day, it's in the order of 100 billion transactions per day. Okay, and another offer, it's more like a SaaS offer, means that we can provide the enterprise cloud driver solutions. It's a Tencent version of Dropbox we provide to our clients. It's a private cloud-based solutions. It means that all the data and all the services are built upon our private Fullstack and can be used internally. last things is for developers. Initially in Tencent, we have our own code hosting systems we call the coding platform. It can support 80,000 developers inside Tencent. And now we just have a private version that we can provide to our clients. Means that in this time, through our private Fullstacks, clients can have this coding, hosting code platforms. And just at the end, I try to just describe several key technologies that we provide. The first key technologies is just our automated deployment solutions. For the private cloud, since 2015, we started to work on the private cloud domain. The main issue is for deployment and operation. Why deployment is a huge issue? Because the environment for deployment is so different, and at the beginning, it took us a lot of time just to deploy our solutions, private cloud to our clients. And for this reason, we just developed internally a very efficient automated deployment solution tool set. Means that we can have different offers which are all automated deployed, like the operating systems, like OpenStack, our Tencent T-Stack self-service and monitoring systems. Later, we have the four-step manual operations that we can provide it just for the operating systems and for the master node, for the computer node, or for the storage nodes. So that it can be used for any size, any scales, small scales or large scales, and any capacities. Very important things that within just like small scales, the whole private cloud can be deployed within 2 hours or 4 hours. And for large scale, it can be done within 20 hours just to finish all the large scale data center deployment. This is something that makes the whole deployment and lifecycle management easier than the previous case. Here are just an example of how we do these kinds of automated deployment. Firstly, we just try to deploy what we call the primate deployment nodes for the PXE and for the OpenStack services and for the Ansible environment, etc., etc. So based on this private deployment node, they can launch in parallel all the deployment tasks for different nodes, like the storage nodes, like the control planes, like the storage node or the computing nodes. Through these in parallel solutions, that we can improve the efficiency about the whole deployment procedure. At the end, especially for the private cloud domain, we think a lot that we believe a lot that the training is very important. So also we provide a end-to-end training programs for all the users of our platform. When I talk about the user of our platform, it's not only the users that end users to manipulate on their resources, but also the data center administrators which help them to know how they can operate, how they can maintain the whole platform, the Tencent private cloud Fullstack solutions in their data centers. It's a training program of 5 days, 3 days for the teaching part and 2 days of the assessment part. That's all for the presentation, and I hope that if you want to know more about about the private Fullstack, you can use your WeChat to scan this core bar. Thanks a lot. I don't know if you have some questions about it. Okay.